Hello, everybody. I am SunPsychic Jean, and look who I have with me here today, my very special co-host, Ginny B. Hi, Ginny B.
Hello, everybody.
Thanks for being here, and it's a wonderful Saturday afternoon here on the East Coast, and Ginny, you're coming from the Central Time Zone, and whichever time zone you all are in, it should be we're all up and at 'em by this time. I love this time of day.
That's a good one.
It's a perfect time of day. So I was telling Ginny earlier today that I'm going to be doing a psychic fair that's coming up on June 8th. And I just found out that I am going to be a presenter at a workshop, and I'm going to be talking about ascension. So I'm really looking forward to that, and very excited to go and be a vendor and do readings at the show as well. Something I really love to do. And I see Bethany is here, Davy Jones, JR, Chris W, Avanasha, Diana. So nice to see everybody. Oh, that's her birthday, Wiki. June 8th is your birthday? Wow. So nice to so that's a beautiful birthday. Anything around this time of year, I really resonate. It's one of my favorite times of year because of the the abundance of the sun. Um, and Venus, I see Venus is here. So nice to see you, Liz. Christine Thomas is here. Look, Krista, Jean recently did a reading for my mother as a Mother's Day gift, and my mom loved it. Aw,
Wow,
you're
cool.
very welcome. You're very welcome. I, you know, I don't know if she told me it was a Mother's Day gift, but that was really nice. So I just want to welcome everybody who is also watching from Instagram, and welcome. So I hope you guys enjoy the show today. And what we're just going to suggest is if you would like to put your question in, if you would kindly put it in caps and use emojis. And please be specific if it's a general question. If it's a loved one, just let us know the name and the relationship to yourself, like brother, sister, or, Sue, Bob, just the name and relation. And just as a reminder, the questions are chosen at random. We like to lead where spirit guides us. Oh, thank you all very much. Oh, and Davy Jones. Okay, I see you. All right. So are you ready to get started, Miss Jenny?
I am.
That's like Popeye. I am.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
All right, very good. So this is a question about spirituality, and I wanted to bring this up. And Avanasha says she gets very nervous sometimes and cries when she's alone. Is there anything evil behind me? Please guide me. And first of all, Avanasha, no, there is nothing evil behind you. It is perfectly natural to have emotions, to have high points, to have low points, and to express your feelings. Sometimes it's about nothing, and sometimes it's about something. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't always have to be a reason for you to feel this way. What I would suggest, I don't know what your age is, but I would suggest maybe working on energetic balance, working on your chakras, working on making sure your diet is balanced, and making sure that you back up your health and as much as you possibly can in order to support a higher vibrational existence. But it is absolutely natural to feel that way, to have moments like this, to go in and out of funks, I guess you would call it. But I don't see anything negative around you at all. And it's a lot of it is about what you tell yourself. So, Ginny, what do you say?
FTF, feel the feels. When I first read your question, Avanasha, it some how do I want to say this? When you feel this, whatever it is that comes up, this anxiousness, and you're crying, think about what it is. You just need to release. It might need babies cry because they need to release the energy. They need to release the anger. They need to release having, kids don't want to stop playing, right? And then they cry when they have to. All of these things, you're a human being. You have all these things that you've experienced, you are experiencing, you worry about, you're concerned about, and sometimes you just need to cry to release it. Tears are your release valve, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. I pulled from the garden deck, and it says play among the grass and wild violets lie undisturbed, little secrets to uncover. So back to what Jean said, because balance is what this is about, is it's okay to feel sad and it's okay to cry for no reason at all. You carry the burden of being who you are and what you have done, and it's okay. And you have to let loose of something before you let something new come in. Then from the map deck, the enchanted map, I got the sad embrace. And this is exactly what you're talking about, is that you are embracing yourself in sadness and worrying about it. And this is about balance. In the book, it talks about balance, just like what Jean said. And it's looking at your life. What is it that's out of balance that's causing you to think that you have a problem? And I'll say that again, causing you to think that you have a problem when you probably, it's just a normal kind of where you're at in life and where you're going. So play, sad self-embrace, let it go, cry for a few minutes, put yourself on a timer, and then let it go and wait till it comes back, and it'll get less and less. Love yourself more.
Absolutely. Isn't that amazing that you had that card that said sad embrace?
Yep.
Take care of yourself through it. Hi, Angelia. So nice to see you. Thank you, Avanasha, for your question.
Yes.
And I have Wiki, and then after Wiki is Tap into Health. So if you tap into health, stick around and let us know. I'll get to you next. So Wiki's here, and she says, I would love a Mother's Day reading from my mom, Maria Luisa. Her name, they called her Nina. With a name like Maria Luisa, I would be called that. The first thing she wants to say is thank you for honoring me, for the way that you honor her, and the way that you talk to her. And she loves that you know that your connection and your words and your thoughts and your prayers are reaching her. And the way that you have this comfort, sort of confidence about this, it makes it so much not easier, but it makes it, doesn't put her on like when you pressure them, she doesn't feel pressured. She just, it's a beautiful, beautiful outreaching from you. And she just wants to say thank you very much. Not sure if you did anything in honor of your mother around Mother's Day, or if you put flowers, I don't know, where at a place of rest, or maybe just put flowers in a little area inside your home or outside your home in honor of your mom. But she just wants to thank you for the way that you love her and the way that you are still in contact with her without this, I don't know how to explain that. She's just saying it's so nice to have, like, you're open and you're relaxed when you are communicating with her. And she's just, she's thrilled that you're open and relaxed when you're communicating with her. It makes her happy that you're not anxious or sad. How about you, Miss Ginny?
I have white daisies, bouquets, fields, white daisies. So I don't know whether she liked white daisies or daisies of any color or just flowers. She wants you to honor yourself the same that you are honoring her. You would not be you if it were not for her. So you need to honor that in yourself. That it's kind of self-reflective. So if there was any issues, you learned from those and turned them into a positive. All the things that were positive, you grow into even more positive. So when you look in the mirror, when you honor her, make sure you are honoring. That's okay. What she's saying is honor her daughter, darn it. Which is exactly kind of what Jean just said, that she's very proud of you, that she wants you to be more accepting of yourself and whatever. There was something that she told you all the time, or some difference that you had of opinion, and it might be that you didn't believe what she said, and she's saying get over that now, because you are as much as you think she was, if that sentence makes any sense. See her strength in you. See her weaknesses that you thought were weaknesses, or she thought, as things you have turned into strengths.
Beautiful, Vicky. And she said she loved flowers, and that, yes, she talks to her when she's on her walk. So she is in communication. She loves the casualness and the just the confidence. She said, yes, that makes sense. Wonderful. Wonderful. So tap into health. Are you still here? Just say hello. Tap into health. Are you still here? Just say hello. Okay, she's still here. So she said she wants to know, am I on the right path with my healing business? I feel overwhelmed with lack of motivation. And it's tap into health. Am I on the right path with my healing business? So I'm going to use my pendulum. Thank you so much, Wiki. That was so sweet of you. Thank you very much for the super sticker. And if we have enough people here, I'm going to give away some memberships if you guys want them. Is Tap into Health on the right path with her healing business? I'm getting a yes. And you're overwhelmed with the lack of motivation. I feel as though there is something that you are judging or criticizing or comparing. And they say, just do what you do. Do what you do best. Do it the way you do it, in the manner that you do it. Don't compare yourself to somebody else's success or somebody else's growth or anything. Just do what you do with integrity for the reasons that you want to do it, and each day call it a success. It's not lack of motivation. I feel as though you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself, and that is defeating you. But also there is this inspiration and guidance that we feel when we're guided and have a lot of ideas and a lot of activity. And then there are times where it's time for us to take that and run with it. It's up to us to implement those ideas and that guidance, so that the next time we feel that rush of inspiration and guidance, we'll have applied the last inspiration and guidance that we had the last time. Does that make sense? It's not lack of motivation. It's that I feel as though you feel that spirit guidance, that you feel, and you're motivated or inspired. But when you don't feel that, that's when it's up to us to carry that out, to implement that, and to work on it each day. another inspiration is going to come as soon as you take care of whatever that other guidance came in, and let yourself off the hook. That's what I feel. How about you, Miss Ginny?
Okay, I pulled cards before Jean started to get into her stuff. So it's so it's interesting when the cards repeat what she says. But I'm going to put it in my words, and I'll let you put it together. Whose question is this? I don't see it.
It's Tap Into Health, and she's
Oh,
over
Tap
here
Into
on
Health.
Instagram.
Oh, okay. So
And
that's
I
why I
tried
can't
to
see you,
copy
Tap.
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
no, we can't see them.
Okay, so just your name, Tap Into Health. You don't want a gusher. You don't want a drip. You want a steady stream. So look at the name of what you have, and that just came to me. A business is a risk. You take a risk from whatever you do. And this grief is what grief can be defined in a lot of different things. But in this case, I think it is time to take a pause and reframe and get a different perspective of what you're doing or what you're feeling. And when Jean first said your question, my first thought was about a path. The most interesting paths are never straight and flat. So you are in a pause. It's time to assess it's time to look differently, because and as you build your community, and then you will get an insight into what's happening. So I pulled from the garden deck, and I got Twilight, surrender to the last hour when the light barely touches the flowers. In other words, within this pause that you are taking, this time to rethink and reassess yourself, your business, and perhaps other things that are going on in your life, you will then see in the shade and the shadows something you hadn't thought about before, an avenue to be explored, something to add to it, or how to build to your toolkit of how you are offering whatever your health is. So it's not unmotivated. If they're change that word to pause and reflect, to pause and reflect, and rewind and relook and do all those rewords, and then it'll start clicking forward automatically.
Yep. She said the grief is her dog of 16 years that she lost in January.
Oh.
Yep, that's so hard there. And she also said that makes sense that she has too many ideas, that I said that she's puts a lot on herself, has a high expectation. But write down the ideas and you'll come back to them. But those ideas were at that point of inspiration. So, yeah, but all the best to you. Thank you very much for your question. She said, thank you. I'm not unmotivated. I just need to reframe. That's right. Thank you very much, Tap Into Health, for your question. That was interesting. Okay, so next is I have Sweet Farish. If you're still here, say hello. And JR, if you're still here, say hello. Sweet Farish and JR, if you guys are still here. All right, they're both here. Wonderful. So Sweet Farish says, would love any messages from my guides, please. I had a blood test today and my results are not that bad, and will see my doctor in a few days, continuing to recover from Graves' disease. Good for you. Good for you. I think I remember asking about this. So let's see what your guides have to say. So they're saying, now that you have the results, what are you going to do with your time and your focus? They want you to keep living, move forward. realign your focus, set new goals. They want you to connect with them, and they want you to sort of act on the inspiration and the signs and synchronicities that you feel, sense, and hear. They want you to connect with them on a daily basis and honor them. I also see a wolf around you, Miss Sweet Fairish. I'm not sure where that's coming in. How about you, Miss Ginny?
The crows say self-interest. Now, sometimes we've been taught that if we're too self-interested, that there's something wrong with us, we're being egotistical, etc. That's not true. You have your self-interest always forefront is the message that we should all do. We need to be interested for ourselves in everything that we do. So you have a good blood test. You say it's not bad, but that means it's good, better than it was, right? So I don't know anything about the blood test taken for Graves' disease, and I love that you put dis-ease, because that's you are dealing with what you have been dealt, and you're doing it well. But keep your self-interest at the forefront in what you're doing. The garden card says radiance. Keep your head held high and follow the sun. In other words, shine the light on yourself so that you can grow. One of the other cards that's in this deck that I really love is that grow is the term, because everything starts out in the dirt. Seeds germinate in the darkness. And as you have sunshine and you grow forward, which is what you're doing because you're maintaining, at least going forward, the sign of the times is the possibilities. You have all the possibilities for yourself that you have in mind. You already know what your possibilities are. You're looking for an affirmation today, and you got it, because keep on doing what you're doing to maintain your health, to increase to make it better. But that includes your mental and your spiritual health as well, because it's a three-way thing. And I would say pat yourself on the back and do something to celebrate a not bad blood test.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, Sweet Fairish, for your question. JR is next, and after JR is Liz. Liz, if you're still here, say hello. JR says, can I get a reading from my grandma Dolores? She passed away today, many years ago on this day. Wow. Was she a little bossy? She's coming through with a little bit of or I don't know. She could be. Okay, good. Because she's coming through with a little bit of an edge to her. And I wasn't sure if this was the right energy. But so Miss Dolores. She just said that she didn't have time to play games, and that it was I think she was quite authentic, and that she just didn't like to play games. And she knew, like, if you had to wear your hair in a certain way and you didn't wear your hair in that certain way, she would be like, no, you've got to wear it. Like, she would know what was best, and would be sort of trying to share that with the people around her. Her way or the highway. Very insistent. And she's saying, I am not stubborn. She said, I was often understood, but I was quite opinionated. She said, opinionated and stubborn are two different things. She said, I was quite opinionated, and I felt she almost had like passion with it, but it's not stubbornness. She called it as she saw it, and she was quite authentic, and she enjoyed verbalizing her thoughts this way. She said some people had offense, and if they were sensitive, sometimes I could step on somebody's toes. She said, but I never meant any harm by it. And she's showing me a beautiful heart with like light shining out from behind it. And she said her heart and her intention was always in the right place. And she's saying that she loves this shining bright light from her heart. Oh, she's sending you much love. And she said, you can feel her in your heart. That's where she is. That's what she's saying. How about you, Miss Ginny?
The garden deck said change. As with falling leaves, embrace change. So my first take was, is there something you are hanging on to, which might be a way of doing things, a way of thinking, a physical thing like you don't like your stuff moved around or whatever it is. Given what Jane just said, is that she's also saying she had a hard time with change. She found safety. If you do it her way, it made her feel safe. It's not that it's right. It just made it feel safe for her. And that's something for everybody to apply in their life when somebody does that with us, or we do it with them, is we control things because it makes it safe for us. It's not that it's right or wrong. It's just safe for us. So in the perspective of what Jean's message was to you from your mother is, don't do what she did. Embrace change, right? So look at the things that you are hanging on to, the things that you need to change. And it might be change your perspective of her or what she did or something that happened or something you have done, right? Change your perspective. Look at it from a different point of view. And then I got in the sign of the times, the heart card, before Jean got to heart and love and much of this and that. So she has much love for you, right? So she understands the need for change. She has much love for you and wants you to have love for yourself as well. And then I get the play card again from the crows. So if there's something that you are not enjoying or taking, how do I want to say this? The sense for me with this is that you withhold joyfulness from yourself sometimes because you think you need to do things a certain way. You have to do the dishes before you can go take a walk, or you have to, whatever it is, whatever your have to is, break your own rule once in a while and play. She loved you, and you need to have love for yourself.
A lot of her ideologies today honestly have hurt me.
Yes.
I know she didn't mean it in a bad way. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you could, with that, you can go back now with perspective. See what happened as an adult. Go back with your adult knowledge and see what happened to that child. See yourself as a separate person and what was going on. And it's almost like this magic healing that happens. It's so you can change the perspective by doing that with love for yourself and love for her, but don't forget to play.
Isn't that something? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's amazing. I have to say that thank you very much, JR, and to Dolores for coming through with such honesty and integrity with that and letting us know. I mean, she's coming to me with this like sharp attitude, and I'm like, well, is your grandmother really like? And you said yes, but she wanted to show me who she was and what it felt like for you, and that's why you were hurt by it, and that's why she's saying that people took it the wrong way and that she never meant it, and she had good intentions, and I thought that's amazing. Wow, so glad that was meaningful for you. Okay, let's move on to Liz. And Liz says, may I get messages from my ancestors as to how my spirit team is? Recently, I prayed to them for my family's well-being. Okay, well, maybe you prayed to your ancestors for your own family's well-being. So your spirit team is, yeah, okay. I think your ancestors are on your spirit team. They're sort of like coaxing you and moving you along. They're saying, keep going, keep moving forward, one step after, one step after another. Keep going, keep moving forward. They're coaxing you, and they're just letting you know that you have their support. They do hear your prayers, and that they've got your back. Like, just imagine that these beautiful ancestor hands are behind you, and you're like a little person like this big, and they're sort of like coaxing you this way, and like they have effort and support behind you, and they're guiding you. And these are like the hands. Um, they want you to know that it's a little bit, they understand that situations are difficult, and that it's all about the family, and it's tied to the family. And they're saying it's okay that individuals have different ideals and different viewpoints and different goals. And it's okay if somebody is not behaving appropriately, that it's okay for them to learn their lesson in how to behave properly. But you have to let them, and don't take ownership of their misbehaving or their um, transgression upon the family. Allow them to be the individual that they are, um, and not to take that on. You're not the judge and jury, and your judgment is only hurting you. It's important for you to honor and protect your own energy and your loved ones' energies. And anybody who is not uh, wanting to participate in that love has another life lesson that they're there to learn. And that's what I have for you. How about you, Miss Ginny?
Great message, Jean. They keep moving forward. I have these wonderful little cards. They're Gypsy Oracle cards. To soldier on. You just have to keep trotting through, because that's what we do in life, right? We just have to keep on doing what you've been doing. But don't forget to have some joy. So soldiers have rules. We have to do this. You can be like, if Jean's message rings true, trying to make everything safe and get everybody in line. Ducks are never in a row. Ducks are never in a row. To have the joy, because you are in the process of going through a metamorphosis. So, and this is in your earthly life as well as within your spiritual life, and that we get to a point and an age or an experience level that we start to see things different. Again, perspective seems to be the thing today. And when we think about our ancestors, we have this, oh, my ancestors. You are who you are today because of all the people who came together. And if you think about it, you have 4 grandparents, right? 8 great grandparents, 16 great grandparents, 32 da 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 da, because it's exponential, right? And it goes back. So you have this huge amount of people and energy and spirit and stuff that behind you. But the thing to remember is that your ancestors were people too. They made mistakes. They did major mistakes. If you know any of your family history or look into it. So don't be hard on yourself because you are a human being too. And out of the garden cards, we get strength. Don't let weeds and thistles cultivate in your garden. So whatever is from the past, but also with your current, with your family, if there are things that are going on that you think shouldn't be, is you need to weed your garden. In other words, weed yourself with the responsibility of where they or how they are growing. You can be there for advice, or if this is you and somebody else's family, and somebody wants you to change, the same thing is there, is that, and the difference between a weed and a flower is how I see it. But at that, the phrase I have come to use is, that's not mine. I can weed my garden. I can't weed yours. That's yours.
It's not easy there, Miss Liz. And she says, great to know and feel that they are around me and guiding me. That's when I was putting my hands up. And then she says, for some years, I got stuck, Jean, without any progress. Now I'm trying to move ahead. And she says, true, Ginny, more focus on myself, my loved ones, and joy. Wonderful, Miss Liz. Thank you very much. And let me just go back up here. She did say, when I was saying, she did say that her great-grandmother's name is Amravati, and she's in her spirit team guiding her. That's why they said that the question was either or, but I thought it was one and the same. So that's what she was saying. Aww. All right. Is Davy Jones or Bethany Bank still here? Davy Jones or Bethany Bank? And we're moving right along, everybody. Oh, she says, thank you for the reading, Jean and Ginny. You're very welcome, Liz. And Wiki, that's very wise. She says they weren't who they were without the mistakes they made and the lessons they learned.
Yep.
All right. So I don't see Davy Jones or Bethany Bank. What about Christy Thomas or Diana V? Christy or Diana? Davy or Bethany? Christy is here. Diana is here. Diana came in first. So Diana, then Christine Thomas. Diana says, and Christine, you're next. May I please have a message from my friend Laura on the other side? Oh, Diana, is this recent? I feel the pain. She doesn't want you to worry about her. She's saying that it won't happen to you. Did she have a little bit? Did she have a little bit of responsibility in her own passing? Like, I don't know. Diana, I don't know if that makes sense to you. Choices that she made, some choices that she made. Was that surrounded by her passing? She's just saying that she wasn't taking care of herself. That's what she wants you to know. She said that, some people can smoke and drink and stay out late every single night and live to be 100. And she said others, if they just eat the wrong type of margarine or something, then it's like a death sentence for them. She said that it was the cards that she was dealt, and she wanted every opportunity that everybody else did, but she couldn't. I do feel as though she had to make special parameters, make special exceptions, and she was not tired of it, but she just wanted to be normal sometimes. She just didn't want to have all of those restrictions. It was sometimes like the fate would be better than the difficulty. She's saying she had to weigh her options, her decisions, and she's saying that she knew what she knew that a moment of bliss made her life easier, made her feel better. She said she didn't like feeling, different and or sick if she was ill. And, I think she had to go through that for a very long time. It was hard for her to manage to stay away. She's saying that try not to judge me, and that she's saying that she is safe and happy. She is taking care of her family. I think her mom is still here in this world. Is her mother still living? She said she's watching over her mom, and she's you know taking care of those who were left behind, who loved her. Um, I don't. There was a man. I don't know if it was her husband, but there's a man as well. Um, is this her husband, or is this a love interest? Yeah, there's a love interest. Um, And she's saying, and she hasn't forgotten you. She says she hears your thoughts. She hears your like asking why, you know. Um, and she's saying that she's sorry that it's not anything that to understand. But she wants you to know that you definitely did have a connection with her, and that she sends you blessings. How about you, Miss Ginny?
Awesome reading, Miss Jean. I pulled some cards out of the Crow deck. You two got up to a lot of mischief together. So you had a lot of fun because you had a very, very strong bond. So this is very hard for you. I can feel that. Losing a friend is a very, very deep and very personal thing because we have a different connection with friends than we do with family. It doesn't mean that we don't feel and love as deeply for friends and family, but it's different from my perspective. You had bad influence on each other. You took turns. Who was going to be the instigator of that said mischief? But when push comes to shove, you two were a really, really great team, which is what you miss because it's like you have a wounded wing, so to speak, but it's just wounded. It will heal. Embrace the grief, but don't dwell in your grief. She's there with you, but she wants you to go make some mischief in her memory. Nice mischief, of course.
Yep. Thank you very much, Ginny. So I just sent out some membership gifts. If anybody is interested, all you need to do is connect to the green gifts icon at the very top and right click on it and then say yes that you want to accept the gift. And if you don't, then you don't have to. So there's 5 free gifts of memberships that I just sent out to everybody. So
Cool.
If you're interested, you have to go up and choose yes. All right. So I'm excited to see who won a free membership. But thank you very much, Diana. And thank you for asking us about Laura. And boy, I'm telling you, I could feel that coming in. Oof. Oh, it was a tough one, and it's almost like you're looking at yourself. You're looking at your own mortality when,
Yes.
uh, yeah. She said we had so much fun together. I really miss her. She says thank you. You're welcome, Miss Diana V. Scott clicked on it. Did you get anything? Did anybody get anything? I don't know. I don't see it. Oh, Wiki. Yep, here it is. It's all coming in. Wiki Venus got the free memberships. I think there's 3 more. We'll see. Craig got one too. Where's Craig? Craig got one too. I don't know what that means. Just visiting got one. Venus, Wiki. Oh, no. No, Craig is he's a moderator. These are free memberships. Just visiting and Venus. Okay. Very nice. And Venus says Daniel Martin. Why are you writing Daniel Martin? Is Daniel here? Oh my gosh, that's strange. Is Daniel here? Venus, why did you write Daniel Martin? Oh, I see. Venus use. Oh, they're the ones. Daniel and Craig got them, but they're not. They're not here, but they got one anyway. Venus, you're good. Thank you very much. That was smart. I didn't know that. Oh, very good. Okay, so 3 of you are here, and the other one they don't have to. They don't have to be here if they went on and clicked yes that they would accept a membership before coming on. So if anybody wants to accept a free membership, you can go click on the join and click on the little 3 dots next to the join. And I put it on my page. I was showing everybody, and then just say that you will accept it. I'll do another 5 on my next live. So if you guys want to accept that, you can do that. It's a little bit confusing, but I also have the little video in my community page for you to join. Sorry about that, Ginny. That was a little
That's
palate
fine.
cleanser.
That's fine.
All right.
Everything's a learning process.
Oh, Venus says, I can't believe I got one. So go into my community page and you'll see when the next live members only live is, and it's today at 3:00. So if you want to come back at 3:00, it's a members only chat. And no, I did just visiting. I see you. So we're coming up. Not getting a little close, but okay. Thank you all very much. And thank you, Venus. I appreciate the assist. So Christine is next. And after Christine, I actually had Venus and Jean XO. So Venus and Venus is still here, but Jean XO, if you're still here, let me know. And then I'll go back and see if I can find you guys. So Christine said, I would love a message for my daughter, Tracy, who lost her job yesterday. Oh my gosh. Christine, I feel like it's a blessing in disguise. It sounds terrible. I see you, Jean. Thank you. Daughter Tracy. Yeah. This will make her stronger, Christine. She'll reassess. She won't make compromises. She won't she'll make sure that she looks out for herself in the future when she makes her choices. She'll understand. It's almost like, you know, there's something about having a sure thing, believing in something that will always be there, and to, instead of relying on somebody else to be that sure thing for you, you need to be that sure thing. You need to secure that sure thing. I do feel as though she's going to excel. I think that she's going to change her, what she tolerates, if that makes any sense. Change her, sort of put up boundaries and make sure that things work in her favor. I feel as though she may have made some concessions at this job, or compromises, or things that she overlooked. Like maybe she worked 10 hours when she was only getting paid for a 40-hour work week, or 10 hours a day. Like she would go in early or stay late, and it's almost like now she knows that, not, and it's not now she knows, and I'm so sorry that she lost her job, but I'm just saying that it's a false sense of security, and unless we secure our own security, I know that doesn't make any sense, but I think that she'll change her boundaries. I think she'll change her, like, comfort, and know that, I feel like she might even start her own business, because she's like, I'm tired of playing by other people's rules. I'm tired of, thank you, Veronica, for becoming a new member. She wants to live by her own rules. She doesn't want to make compromises. She doesn't want to, I feel as though she, really went out of her way to make a difference, which is admirable, and ordinarily would be a return on investment, but now she's going to be her own investment. She's gonna come out of this stronger, leaner, and more productive. That's what I feel for your daughter, Tracy. How about you, Ginny?
When I saw the question a while ago, I pulled cards back then. But first, I want to say that anytime we have the rug pulled out from underneath us, or we slip and fall, you have the initial idea that something has changed, but until you land, you don't know what it is. You have no memory of the in-between. It happens so fast. I know this because I've slipped on the ice a couple of times on my slanted driveway, and it's kind of like, what happened? And we lie there. So your daughter and is in shock, and of course she's devastated, and she needs, how do I want to say this? She needs to understand that that's okay. It's okay to be shocked, because with that comes all these cultural values that we have about what it is to have a job. What did you do wrong? You could have done better. You could have been nicer. And that's just shame. Other people give us shame. We do self-shame, but the shame, there is no shame. There is no shame. This is an event that happened. In 10 years, you'll look back and you'll have a different perspective of this. So to not see this as a reflection of your value, but see it as you're on this path. And I said this before in this last hour, that the boring path is the one that's straight and flat. This one had a surprise curve, fall flat, and there you are. Embrace that grief, embrace all of that stuff, and deal with it. Mourn that, because if you don't, then you can't go forward. And to remember that mourning and to mourn, the only difference is the U. M-O-R-N, M-O-U-R.
Oh,
Okay. So you have to do one before you can get to the other. So embrace that as part of that, as if you had, because it's a grief. You have lost something. It is a death of something. There's so much involved with that. We won't get into that. But the first card and this card came flying out as I was reading your question earlier, and that was ghost plans. And I will read out of it just says, you can learn from the past and imagine a beautiful future, but you must live in the here and now. So deal with the grief, deal with what was going on with that, and then you can move forward. The next card that came flying out was intention. You have a chance now, as Jean said, to set your intention. You notice this, we have the owl with a dandelion sitting on top of an egg. I mean, it's the owls bring messages, the dandelion delivers wishes, and the egg is about new beginning and transformation, right? So in the book, it says about, well, where did they go? 22 is deliberate, clear intention, have the power to change your world. So once you get through the grief, and you have to get through that so you don't go past it, it'll come back up, then you can go back through, because then you will become the gentle gardener. Be your own person, be your own co-creator. That sit with it, do with it, and then plan. But allow yourself that time to be in shock, would be my message to her. And then you can plan and go forward. The garden cards were transform, rise above your situation to become the best version of you, and grow. All flowers must grow through the dirt. Bloom, my dear, bloom.
Can you put that egg and the wish and the what was sitting on top of the egg? I even forget.
The owl.
Yeah, the owl. Yeah.
And then he's holding a dandelion. They is holding a dandelion.
It's your wishes will come true. And show this to your daughter, that her intentions, her wishes will come true. And the egg is the possibilities, is her future, is her new project, is her new future. And the possibilities and the creation in that egg, and the wisdom of the owl and the wish. Follow your wishes, follow your hopes and dreams. I'm not sure what it was. She did say, okay, thank you, Ginny. You don't have to. She did say that she's a social worker at a hospital. She said she was having a panic attack last night. That's because she's an empath and she's worried about all of her clients or all of her patients. Yeah, she's definitely very sensitive. And she said, yep, there was no warning. And it's believe me, it's like the dark night of the soul. She's going to have a lot of grief that she'll need to work through, and she will pick herself back up. She'll dust herself back off, and she will be better than ever. She will move and change and not make, not ever. I feel like she was doing more than what she was supposed to. Not supposed to, but more than what was required of her. And she was like, why did I bust my butt for all of that? I should be busting my butt for me. I should be doing this for me. I should have a care facility and a counseling facility and a local, thing that I can really help people and not be under the parameters of somebody else. There's something about that. But all the best to you, Miss Christine. And I know that you love your daughter so very much, and you just want her to feel better. And we do too. But she'll pass it on. Thank you very much for the wonderful reading. Oh my gosh. It's such an energy of change in this environment right now, in this energy. And you have to, it's just keep your eye on, sort of, I don't know how to explain it. The new way of doing things. She's going to be in the forefront. There's going to be a new way of being a social worker. There's going to be social workers that are going to be needed to do something else. And if she didn't lose her job now, she wouldn't be there when this new forming of a new type of social worker kind of a program or service or community is going to be needed. Now that she'll need to have been rid of her other job in order to be available for this new idea. There's so many new things, and that egg really gave me the feeling of like prosperity and possibilities. So I know there's a reason for it, Christine. It's just so hard right now, for sure. Man, I'm getting really emotional here today. So Venus and Gene XO are both here. And she wants a message from her Palladian guide. All right, Venus. They're saying thank you. They're saying thank you for communicating, for trusting, for allowing the possibility of a connection with them, for believing, for remembering. And for accepting. I feel like you've accepted a liaison type of position with them. They're saying that you've accepted a mission to come here on Earth and to share the information and frequency and vibration and codes. They're telling me codes too, that you agreed to relay, like translate. I don't know if you do light language, or do you do I don't know what that is that they're showing me. And they want you to pay attention to crystals. They're saying that the crystals have information for you too, Venus. And they want you to they want to let you know it's a very, very subtle energy that they are and that crystals have. How about you, Miss Ginny?
Expect a surprise. Now, we have a guy here that is fishing, but in his fishing net there's money, and that doesn't mean you're going to get a surprise of money, but of a resource, maybe that it's while you're doing your spiritual studies or doing your meditation, you're going to come up with an idea, a process, or something, or get a message that you were not anticipating, and that you need to remember. This is called the spirit of place, and it's about authenticity. You must remain authentic to yourself above all other things, regardless of who you're communicating with in the spirit world or on the earthly plane. Is you have to stay authentic within yourself.
Beautiful. So somebody's doing lawn work out there. I had to turn it down.
Oh.
She said she just went to a crystal festival last weekend and brought some new crystals. I think that they guided you to pick up the ones that you did. That's why they made me. I was the thing had nothing to do with crystals, but then they made me say crystals. So, and she said, I'm learning to trust myself with the information I receive. Yep. Little bit at a time. I feel it's very subtle. And
That's
she
the
says,
surprise then. I'm sorry, that's the surprise then. As she learns to trust herself a little bit more and more, she is going to have the surprise of how much more she knows than she thinks she does.
wow, like a memory or
Yeah.
realization.
Yeah, realization, to put it together.
Mm-hmm. She said she's out mowing lawns. That's the lawn the people I hear. All right. Well, thank you very much, Miss Venus, and congratulations for becoming a special member, winning a free membership. And so Gene XO says, may I ask for messages from my best friend Tom, who passed away last year. He's been trying to tell me things, but it's unclear or I'm just not understanding him. It's one powerful icon you have there, Gene XO. I love it. Best friend Tom. So he's showing me sort of the muscles in his back and shoulders. Do you understand this? He wants to compliment you on the Leo lion. He's showing me a lion of his own. I'm not sure if you saw eye to eye or if there was some sort of connection there. He's also saying that he has one as well, that this is a point of connection for you. He's also showing me a structure that looks a little bit castle-like that is up on a hill. I feel as though you had many lifetimes together. He's also showing me he's showing me a lot of different things. So he's talking to me through pictures, and just let me know if you understand any of it. He's also showing me a horse and maybe some children hiding behind the horse. So I feel as though he's showing me different scenes of different lifetimes that you've lived together. And perhaps maybe he's sending you these messages as well, because he is talking very symbolically and abstract. I don't feel any words or communication yet. He is sending you his love. Now that I asked him to share what is in his heart, that I could say he's sharing. He wants to send you his love, immense love. He said he had so much joy being in your presence. He said you two brought out the best out of each other. And I also see a little dog. I don't know if you understand a little dog. It's a light colored dog, a smaller, not a toy, but something below your knees. And I believe it, or he's saying this is a symbolic dog, which is your best friend and your loyal best friend. Like your dog is your loyal best friend. Maybe perhaps he's letting you know that he is and always will be your loyal best friend. And this is as it's not more complicated. Unless you're asking him a specific question to answer, this is the message that he wants to share with you. And what do you say there, Ginny?
Well, if I would quit throwing my cards on the floor. When I first read the question, I pulled a card and it's hope. And you'll see the picture here is, this doesn't look very hopeful. So, and the words that I had to begin with is, he wants to say, so what's up, girl? And then I pulled this. So there's something perhaps that you feel loss of hope, loss of something, and you are hopeful that it will change. There's a sadness in this hope card. Displacement is what the crow came up with. So there's something out of place in your life, and the crow says you need some balance. So whatever this hope is about, and something is out of place, an idea, an energy, a self-assumed responsibility, or maybe you're not living up to a responsibility, but you need to have some more balance. And with balance also, you notice that the crow on the wire, balance requires us to be able to move with the wind and not be rigid, right? Don't be rigid, because when we are rigid, we get displaced. The Wizard of Awareness was the last card, which is your soul knows best. Be still and observe. So if you want to have the balance, you need to stop and you need to look and assess and make sure what is real in your life and what is not. The first sentence is mindfulness is about being observant and remaining neutral about what goes on in the world about you. And that applies to being neutral about yourself as well, and see what you observe so that you can get past whatever this is. So like he says, so what's up, girl? What is it? What is it that's bugging you?
Yep. Absolutely. And she says she'd like to have a castle home on a hill. I don't know anything about a horse or children. And you wouldn't know because he's showing me past lives and he was just letting you know that you have more connections. I would love to have children. I don't have pets, and he knew I didn't like animals. He always had whippet dogs. I don't know what whippet dogs are. He keeps showing me an envelope and I don't understand if it's for me or his sister. Well, if he's communicating with you, it's for you. Yeah. And I did see that you said that his sister keeps avoiding you, but I think that, it's important to respect people's privacy and their own way of grieving, and, give her time. Give her time. Yeah. Yeah. It's not an easy thing, and people do grieve differently, and they do evolve and change because of the grief. So if somebody was once friendly and then you had a mutual passing, it may hurt them too much to connect to you. You never know. So just give her some grace. And she and I were very close and consoling her throughout her husband's passing. And she is acting bizarre. I think it's just her grief. I wouldn't take it personally. I would really give her, if that's her husband, it's,
and that's a good place to stay neutral. Just stay neutral. If you observe her behavior without judgment and accepted it as it is, without judgment and what it means for you.
Yeah. Yep. Because we don't know unless we're in somebody else's shoes. So, but thank you very much, Ginny, and thank you, Gino.
Well, thank
you, Venus. Thank you to everybody, and congratulations to all of you who've received your membership. Thank you, Veronica, for becoming a new member. And I am going to have my members only live at 3 p.m. Eastern, which is 12 Pacific. And I'm really looking forward to that because we're going to have a nice chat, and I'm going to ask you guys what you want, and I'm going to give you some suggestions and some ideas, and we're going to have a nice chat. It's a way to get acquainted and get more familiar with everybody. It sounds like a lot of fun. Hi, Linda. This is Linda Kennedy, Butterfly Readings with Linda. Thank you for being here, stopping by. And Christine says, amazing how all the readings touch us in the chat too. You're welcome, Christine. I know. All right. Thank you, Ginny. And
let me having me. It was fun.
So my next time that I will be live is on Tuesday, the 13th. And boy, oh boy, will I be live. I have Kelly from Cali Healer is going to be she invited me onto her channel to do a little bit of a interview. And then we're going to be discussing some of our favorite crystals and why, and stories about them. So we're going to be talking about crystal healing, and we're going to be sharing about our own experiences and our own crystals. And then we're going to be doing some readings. So that's going to be fun filled. That's at 2 Eastern and 11 Pacific on Tuesday the 13th. And also at 5:30, I have the new, oh, I took my paper away 1 second. It's the new Your Connection to Spirit. It's on Tuesday at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific. And if this is instead of our Magic Monday, we changed our day over to Tuesday because of several scheduling requirements. So we'll be on Tuesday at 5:30. So come on by and see us. And since that will be my next live, I probably will also be giving away memberships on that live as well. Thank you very much, Ginny. It was a pleasure reading with you. I love all of your messages. So
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And bye, everybody. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a great.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.